I love the foreword in Mansions of the Heart by Eugene Peterson, because like I feel like that summarized where I was at, because he talks about in your book in the foreword about how like seminary prepares you. You know all about Martin Luther and John Calvin, and you understand theology, but you also don't learn how to you learn how to win souls, but you don't learn how to take care of your soul. And so you have legends and saints like Saint Teresa of Avila, which your book is largely based upon, and Saint John of the Cross, and all these other people. I'm reading Thomas A. Kempis right now, The Imitation of Christ, which I am just loving it. So many good words. And so it's like I wasn't exposed to those things. And I also know, like, you know, seminary can't give you everything, you know, and so I feel like some of that stuff is on you. But it is kind of troubling that it doesn't seem to address. Anyways, I don't want it to be about, you know, what they're not doing. I want to just continue to share with. I hope to use my platform to say, hey guys, there's so much more to this. I just loved it because ministry was fun again. Life with Jesus was so fresh, and like seeing the mansions, I'm like, man, because I love knowing that there's more to go. You know, I love, and really we have eternity, right, to continue to learn more about the Father. But this really gave me handlebars to recognize, wow, there is so much more to do. And I'm so excited to not only partake in this journey myself, but also to bring others. I will say this, there's a pastor, I love your input on this, a pastor friend of mine that I love and appreciate. He really loves all this stuff as well. But he has this perspective that he shouldn't share about anything spiritual formation in his church till like he's a few years in. Do you see wisdom in that? Or do you, because me, I almost like, you know, let's say November 1, I learned about it. November 15th, I started introducing some of this stuff to the life of my church, but I could see some, you know, slow down a little bit. But do you think there is a really wise thing for pastors who are interested in this kind of stuff, really sit in it for a couple years before they start implementing it into the life of church?
Well, you know, there's a saying, we can't lead where we haven't gone.
Absolutely.
And so how many times have we seen, oh, here's an interesting program. It's
like a fad
series, and I'm going to do it. And people pick up pretty quickly that we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it's so spiritual authority, I think, comes out of our own journey. Now, again, but when you think about it, we're all beginners.
Right.
So
I almost feel more like a beginner now than when I started 2 years ago with this stuff, you know?
And the Desert Fathers talk about themselves as beginners, and that, you know, but they've been in this, you know, for years and so on. So I think we got to be walking the talk ourselves, but we can begin to share what's happening to us as we explore, as we ask questions, as we pursue, and don't try to teach way beyond where we're experiencing, but share what's going on with us. That's, you know, you can buy a sermon on, you know, 1 Corinthians 13,
right?
And, you know, but you're the only person, you know, that's experiencing what you're experiencing about God.
True.
And so as I think, as we lean into this, we begin to share it, you know, words like I'm discovering and I'm exploring doesn't paint us as this spiritual guru that suddenly, in fact, people are frightened by that. I mean, I've had pastors who say, you know, my whole ministry has been a waste of time because now I'm discovering. Well, people really, I mean, they've been listening to his preaching for 10 years. And if his preaching's been a waste of time,
what am I doing here?
Yeah, what am I doing here? So,
right.
But, you know, I'm discovering, I'm exploring, God is leading me, I'm growing in, you know, and to talk about intimacy with Jesus, right, is, you know, that's as evangelical as it gets.
I love that. In your book, you actually say, of all, I think this is your book. I'm gonna give you credit. You can correct me if not, but you're like, evangelicals claim like all we talk about is having a personal relationship with Jesus. Like that's what this all is, you know, like that is by definition what we're passionate about, you know? And so evangelicals kind of like, we're known for that. Let's make it personal. This is one of the greatest ways to make it personal.